Do you want to know how to replace a ceiling fan? I've got one in my house that's broken, so I need to replace it. You can come along for the ride. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, turn it on, whatever you got to do to get notified next time a new video comes out. Let's go change and get this done. Come on. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a ceiling fan, an existing ceiling fan with another fan. It's different than replacing a light fixture with a ceiling fan. You can't just take down a light fixture and put a ceiling fan up unless you swap out the box for a ceiling fan rated box, or unless the light fixture was installed on a ceiling fan rated box, which they're usually not. But in this video, we don't have to worry about that, so I'm not going to be showing you that part. You can pick that up at a hardware store if that's what you're going to attempt. But if you've got a broken ceiling fan and you want to replace it with a new ceiling fan, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Basic tools, something to test power, strip wires, some pliers, a screwdriver. I'm going to be using a drill, but if you don't have a power drill, a regular hand screwdriver will work, some wire nuts, box cutter, electrical tape. First thing you want to do though is shut off power. Safety first, always when you're working with electricity. Flip off breakers until the lights go off, and then after we pull the fan down, we're going to double check with our tester to make sure that the power is out. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is pull this light piece off. When you take the last screw off, it will come down and be held on by this wiring harness. There's a little latch. You're going to press the latch and disconnect the light. The next step is to take off the fan blade so that we can take this housing off. So the next thing we're going to do is take this housing off. It covers the motor. There's usually 4 screws that hold it on, 2 that screw straight into the side, and 2 that you can loosen up so you can twist and pull it down. Next, there's some nuts that hold the motor up to this base plate. This one is 7/16. You just need a socket to get at those. Yours might be a different size. So the next thing we're going to do is actually test power to make sure that it's off. Make sure that your tester isn't lighting up. If your tester goes off and you're hearing power, go back to the breaker panel and make sure that everything is shut down. The next thing we're going to do is disconnect the wires. And you may think that it's like silly that we're always telling you to shut the power off, but you always want to shut the power off. Even when the power is off, I try and treat the wires as if they're hot. Okay, so once the wires are disconnected, take the motor off. Then we're going to actually pull this base plate off. There's 2 screws that are holding it into the fan box. We're going to pull these 2 screws down. All right, now as you're unboxing the fan, pull the instructions aside. This is it's like a $60 fan. It's not super expensive. The more expensive fan you get, the more intricate parts and pieces there'll be, so you'll probably need the instructions to figure out how to put it together. Okay, so we're gonna put the base plate up first. You wanna make sure when you take the other base plate down, save the screws that were holding it up into the light box. For whatever reason, this fan did not have those. You're gonna take your wires. I double checked again to make sure that they were still off, make sure Cam didn't turn them on me. Anyway, there's a hole in the middle. You're actually going to feed the wires down through the center so that the wires are not being pinched when you put the new base plate up. Now when you screw these up there, screw them into the box tight. You don't want this base plate to be moving. You want it to be secure. So when we put the motor up, we want to take these nuts off first, because we are going to use these to attach the motor after we hook up the wires. Most base plates nowadays actually have a hook so that on the motor itself there's a place where you can hang it, because the motor is the heaviest part and you don't want to have to be trying to balance it and attach the wires. Speaking of the wires, you're actually going to have probably 4 wires coming off. Start by connecting the ground wires. There's going to be a wire that is bonding the base plate to the grounding system of the home. You've got another ground wire from the fan put those wires together, put them next to the copper wire from the fan box, and then put a wire nut over, screw those together, and then push those up out of the way. The next thing is the neutral wire. So you got the white wire coming out of the box, you've got the white wire coming off of the motor. You're gonna put those together, put a wire nut over, screw those down, and then the last wire is the hot wire. This is what we were talking about, where you have two legs. One of them, you can see, one of them will be taped and it says it's for the lighting. So if you have two switch legs and one is controlling the lighting, the lighting one goes here. Since I only have one hot wire, I'm gonna put both of these together so that they're controlled off the same switch, and we will control them with the pull chains on the ceiling fan. So now that that's done, take the motor and attach it up here. Next, you want to tighten these down, righty-tighty. Tighten these down snug. So it's really important when you push the wires up that you actually push them up above this bracket. You don't want them hanging down onto the motor itself. If you notice when you spin this, that wire is hitting and it's bumping on those screws and it's making a noise. You're not going to enjoy that when your fan is going, and over time it'll wear through the insulation and ruin it. So you want to make sure that you get up here and make sure these wires are stuffed up away from the motor. All right, much better. So the previous fan, the canopy was held up by screws. This actually has two pins that are going to lock in place. It's got 4 of them around the fan. Nice. I'm going to take a few minutes and put the fan blades together. You've got the piece that holds it to the motor, you've got the blades, and then there's usually screws that attach them. So give me a second. Now we're going to put the fan blades on. So now that we have the fan blades attached, we're actually going to attach the lighting kit. There are some wires coming off here, they're labeled. You're gonna match them up color to color. Mine's blue and white. Yours might be a different color. The next thing you're gonna do is actually we're gonna push these wires up in and screw this on. So we're gonna make sure that these wires go up in there. Make sure that none of the wires are hanging over and being pinched. Take all of these. These screws are going to line up and go there. Now we're going to remove this piece so that we can put the lighting kit up on. So we'll put the light bulbs in. Okay, there's also a piece that's on this all thread that you're going to take off, because what we're going to do is we're going to fish. You're going to put this center chain through the center hole, line things up as such, get the all thread to go down through there, and then you're going to take this piece that you just unscrewed, you're going to fish it through the center piece, and this is the one that actually holds the glass up. The rest of it's pretty much decorative. Then you've got this decorative cover plate. It's got 2 holes as well. Fish both chains through, and then this nut that goes over the top, and we'll put our decorative chain extensions on, and those can be adjusted to be any length that you want, but be careful. You can go shorter, but you can't make it go longer. All right, I'm gonna go turn power back on and test it. Well, there you have it. That's how you replace a ceiling fan. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you ever find yourself in over your head, stop and call an electrician you trust. If you've got any other things that you want to know how to install or do around your house that have to do with your electrical, plumbing, heating, or air conditioning, leave a comment below. Let us know what kind of videos you want us to make. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if this video brought you any value. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck trying this project. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you haven't already. I'm an electrician, Cam. I know what I'm doing. Were you filming? Oh man. How not to change a light bulb in between takes. Oh, I can't. You know what? I'm horrible at like looking up at the little camera because I'm mesmerized by the good looking dude on the phone. Make sure you didn't turn the power back on, trick me. Got the old fan down. Got the new fan we're gonna be putting together. Cam's setting up for a different shot, but in between takes, gotta stay hydrated. Take this plate that holds it up there and figure out how to do it right. But with a little bit of information and something, you can do it.